Hey, what's going on, guys? Thanks again for tuning in for another video. So with spring here, I'm sure the rest of you guys are ready to get out into the yard, start doing some yard work. So I just wanted to put a little video together here. I'm going to show you guys the 5 things that I like to do to the yard right before we get into the growing season. So let's not waste any time. Let's get into it. Alright, so step number 1 is to get a soil test done. Whether you're a new home buyer, you've had an established lawn, or you've never done it before, I think it's a great idea to do. If you guys looked at my last video, I did a complete soil test, the whole process. It shows you the results. I use the My Soil Test Kit. It's a great product. Basically, all you got to do is take soil out of your yard, put it in your mailbox, and you get the results within 1 week. So can't be any easier than that. I just recommend definitely getting one. You're gonna see exactly where your soil lies, everything, all the nutrients that you have. So it's gonna set a good foundation for you for the rest of the season. You know exactly what to give your lawn. So I definitely recommend getting one. All right, so step number 2, which should really be step number 1, but if you haven't got any of these tools or equipment, we're obviously gonna need them. So number 1, we're gonna need a lawnmower. I got the Toro Recycler. It's a 21-inch mower. It's a self-propelled, it's great. It's got a bag on there. So number 1 is get a lawnmower. Number 2 is that we are gonna need a spreader. I got the Scotts Mini Guard, which is perfect for my size yard, which is a little bit under 6,000 square feet. So that works good. And then you're gonna need a weed whacker. I got a Ryobi weed whacker, which I find is great because you can attach other attachments to it. So that's great to get. And then something a little bit extra is a reel mower. So I got the Fiskars Stay Sharp reel mowers. It's great. I'm gonna be getting into reel mowing this season. So just something a little bit extra, but something great to have. All right, so these are some specialty tools that I like to use around my yard. They're not essential, but they are great to have, and I think everyone should take a look into them. So starting from the left, you got an iron rake. Nothing too special about that, but obviously great to have. And then you have a tree pruner. This is an extension one where if you have a regular pruner and you have trees in your yard and they're up high, then this really comes in handy. Then we got a dethatching rake. This is great just to get the thatch out of your yard with. I would not recommend doing a whole yard with this just because you will get blisters and your back will really hurt. But especially in those spots where you can't get a power rake into, this really comes in handy. Then we got a edger here. The edger is great just to edge all your gardens and beds with. Leaf rake, self-explanatory, rake up leaves, acorns, pine needles, whatever. And then you got a little aerator here. Again, I would not use this on the whole yard, but it definitely works good in those nooks and crannies where you can't reach with an actual mechanical aerator. And then this all the way to the right, this is a lawn leveler. This thing is worth every penny, especially if you got ruts in your yard and your yard is really uneven. This is really gonna come in handy. Basically, you just spread the loom. You spread this right over that and all the loom is gonna fill into the low spots. So they are a little bit pricey, but I am gonna be doing some leveling over the next couple of seasons. So again, I think it's worth every penny. All right, so step number 3, guys. What we're gonna do is we're gonna measure our lawn. Don't go out there with your tape and be multiplying length times width. No way. A lot easier way to do that. What we're gonna do is we're gonna go to measuremylawn.com and all we're gonna do is put in our address. It's gonna bring up our property. And then to the bottom right, there's an icon. All you gotta do is click on that. If you hit the little green pluses, you can get your area perfect. And to the bottom left, it's gonna show you the exact square footage. So when it comes to laying out fertilizer and doing things like that, it's always great to know exactly each section of your property. And then you can even make a little map and you can have that for reference. So another great idea, guys, is to get a scale to measure all your fertilizer with. Number 1, you're gonna know exactly the amount that you're throwing out. So you're not gonna waste any product, you're gonna save a little bit of money. So you can pick these up at Walmart, they're about $10 or $15, so Usually when you put fertilizer, I usually don't like to go anything over 3/4 of a pound of nitrogen, so you know exactly what you're putting out there. So get a scale, 10-15 bucks, and you're good to go. All right, so after you guys measure out your yard, you're gonna know exactly how much to put in. So like I did, my backyard is 2,000 square feet, and we can use the scale to know exactly what we need to put out there. This bag, if you look at the analysis at the bottom, this is a 24,011. So basically, like I said, I'm gonna be putting 3 pounds per 1,000. So all you gotta do is take this first number, times that by 0.03. It's gonna give you 0.72 pounds of nitrogen. So all we gotta do is to 3 pounds, another 3 pounds, that makes 6 pounds for 2,000 square feet. Measure it right on here, you know exactly what's in there. So I'm sure everybody knows how to use the scale, but very simply, just turn it on. And then we're gonna just use our little Tupperware here. We're gonna place it on there. And then what we're gonna do is we're just gonna go ahead and tear it out. So it's at 0, and then we can put our product in there. All right, so we just take our Tupperware. Okay, and we got a little bit over 2 pounds. So we know that, again, we're gonna be doing 3 pounds per 1,000 square feet. The backyard is 2,000 square feet, so we're gonna do 6 pounds back there. So use this scoop, do another 2, about the same, and you know that's 6 pounds. Perfect. All right, in step 5, guys, what we're gonna do, we're finally gonna get into the yard. What we wanna do first, rake up the grass, get some air in there, let it breathe, give it some sunlight. Also a great time is to work on your edging. So all your beds, you can get all the weeds out of everything, clean the edges up real nice so that you don't have to do it later on in the season. Perfect time to do that. Then I also just like to get out into the yard, take a look and see if there's any weeds that we can pull out. So that's the next thing we're gonna do. So after doing some raking, it's always a good idea to get out into the yard, take a look and see what you guys have for weeds. This is Poa trivialis. So I seeded my lawn in September of last year. So a lot of times you're gonna get this stuff in the next season, especially when you reseed like I did. So it's always good. You definitely wanna get this out. It's tough to treat, but you just wanna make sure that you get this right out of here. These come up before crabgrass, but all you gotta do is just take a little shovel, make sure you get it all the way to the root. There we go, we got that out of there. So definitely don't want to have Poa. This is not good, but we got it out. All right, so those are the 5 steps that I like to take before I start my season. Now, I know some of you experienced guys, you probably already have a scale and you know the square footage of your yard and you have the lawn equipment, but this video is just geared towards someone that's just getting into yard work, bought a new house, and has their first property. So I find it beneficial to do all these things. So again, I just want to say thank you to everybody and that I've met through the lawn community and everyone that watches my videos. I really do appreciate it. I'm gonna go get my first mowing, so I'm really excited and it's an awesome time to get out into the yard. So as always, don't forget to subscribe, leave a like. I'm gonna leave you guys with some sweet mowing footage, but we'll see you on the next one.